Hey, what's happening, everybody? It's your old pal, Mr. Butter, coming back at you. And I got a dope pair of kicks I want to get into today. Today, when I took my daughter to dance practice, I stopped by my local Finish Line, as I do most Saturday mornings, just to see what they have on the shelf. I've been really impressed with their shoes that they've had in stock lately, and it seems like more times than not, I'm able to either find a dope mid or some nice looking lows, sometimes even a Jordan retro or two. But they've really had great selection in stock lately, and I love that because that's the way it used to be. But the pair I want to get into today is a women's Jordan 1 mid, and as I mentioned, I never saw these before, but as soon as I saw them and I saw that they have my wife's size in stock, I just went ahead and grabbed a pair. If you're into kicks and you feel like hanging out, then hit that subscribe button. Let's look at these Jordan 1 mids in the varsity red and pomegranate colorway. And real quick, before we get to those, check these out. This was a women's release. I just took these off ice a couple days ago, and I've been wearing them a whole lot ever since. I just like the way they look. I love any Jordan with university blue on it, and I love the black and white color blocking on these. It's just a classic look. It almost gives me like Panda vibes, but then up around the collar and on the outsole, it's got that university blue color. So I love the fact that being a size 10.5, I can grab women's exclusives that don't really look too girly or whatever, and I can fit in them just like they were my regular size. But I don't know. Anyhow, let's get to the shoes I want to talk about today. Alright, so like always, we'll start with the box. Nobody really cares about this, but we've got your standard mid box. It's white because it's a women's exclusive. Got the gold Jumpman on the top. And the tag reads Women's Air Jordan 1 Mid SE. So this is a special edition. And the size is 7.5, and the colors are labeled as university red and pomegranate. I think retail on these was $135, which is steep for a mid. However, I think it's reasonable, and I used some Finish Line rewards, so I was able to get $20 off. But I think the materials on these are the best I've seen on a mid, so I think the $135 price point is justified. And then have a look at these beauties. I've mentioned before with like the patent leather breads and even the bubble gums, I am not the biggest fan of patent leather, but I think these are insane. I think these came out really, really good. And the quality on these, I would take this quality on a Jordan 1 high, and I would be happy about it. So hopefully it's a sign of what's to come. I really haven't heard much about this shoe. I even did a search on YouTube, and I saw a lot of people talking about like the release information and everything. I didn't really see anybody doing an in-hand of these, but I gotta tell you, the leather on this toe box, and really the side panels up along the collar, and then even the patent leather that has that metallic type finish in it, the materials are really, really nice on these. Like, honestly, I'm not even exaggerating when I say this is the best material I've ever seen on a Jordan 1 mid. But we'll go ahead and start with this outsole. Classic Jordan 1 outsole in varsity red. Can't go wrong with that. Got the Nike branding there in the middle, pivot points up in the forefoot. Just a really classic tread pattern. And then, like always, we can see the color from that outsole comes up to meet a bright white midsole, and it's got bright white stitching all the way around. Looks really, really nice and clean. And the color combination of varsity red and bright white, you really can't go wrong with that. I noticed that the side panels, the leather on the side panels, and then the leather on the toe box and up around the collar area. It seems like the side panels are just a little bit lighter, so I'm not real sure what color is the pomegranate. I don't know if maybe that's referring to like this metallic red on this patent leather, but there is just a little bit of a difference in shade between these panels and then of course the patent leather and the varsity red leather on the base of the shoe. So I think they could have gotten away with just calling this whole thing just varsity red and white. But anyhow, coming up from that midsole, we'll take a close look at that patent leather, and it's got like a metallic finish on it. I don't know if that's translating on camera or not, but it reminds me of like guitar finishes or even like a car paint job that has like the metal flake or the metallic paint on it, and it's just got all these nice little red sparkles. But you can see that on the mug guard, and then going up the eye stays, it's got that on the swoosh. And then it's also got that wrapping around the back here. And I really like the way they did that wings logo back there on the back. It's not like a different color. It's just stamped in, and I think it just looks nice and clean. It kind of just, it matches the same color as the rest of the patent leather, but it just looks really, really good in my opinion. And the whole shoe is just, the stitching is really, really neat, and there's no rough edges or anything like that. I think these things look so good. I was half tempted to grab like more than one pair, just in case more than one person in the family wanted them. So far, it seems like only my oldest daughter is into them, but she wears the same size as my wife, so that would work out too. But I don't think my wife was too into the all red on this, but I don't know. I think these things are dope looking. You'll have to let me know what you think. But then the tongue is like a red nylon, same material that we always get. And then the piping is just red. It matches as well. And the tongue is also red, but has a different shade of red for the Jumpman there. But it looks real nice and clean. We've got some red flat laces, and then the sock liner is red, and the insole is also red down on there. But really, I mean, I cannot say enough about how good the quality is on these things. One thing that I did notice, it doesn't bother me, but one thing I did notice is the texture on the leather varies from one toe box to the next. Like on this one, it almost has like a tumbled look. Like it's got a real good texture to it. It's really, really soft. But over here, it looks tumbled on the right shoe. And then on the left shoe, it's just as soft, but it's way smoother in appearance. And that's not uncommon. I get that a lot on Jordan 1 highs and even some Adidas shoes that have real nice buttery leather. But the quality of materials on these is insane. And I think it's a dope, unique looking pair of kicks. But let me know what you all think. Mr. Butter, out.